the 8th, 2020, Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern. On Saturday, I will be having a special call, Earth Call, at 6 p.m. Eastern. We're going to talk about a lot of the things that everybody has been distracted from seeing. And it's not doom and gloom. We're all about practice, each of us. And it's our choice to determine if we're going to practice or not. When we're in a status of unsureness and confusion, you normally would say go inside yourself. A lot of people don't know what that means. And it's difficult also for people to begin to realize that only through pure awareness will any of us be able to stop the habit of trying to change, fix, and improve ourselves. Instead, and this is a difficult thing because we're just not used to identifying it with ourselves. Instead of trying to fix ourselves and improve ourselves constantly, we surrender deeply into the spiritual sacred core of our being where self-realization is. It's all about us self-realizing and understanding really what's really going on with ourselves. What is our, a lot of people always say, what's my purpose? What am I doing here? I feel so out of place. I always have. I don't feel like I fit in. This is all about the discovery of you within yourself, of the great awareness, the pure consciousness, and all this other stuff. While we're in these bodies, it allows us to learn and be aware of who and what we are. And I bet we don't have much time, 80, 90, 100 years isn't a lot of time to be able to do that. And most don't, okay? And most will end up, repeating several lifetimes in order to at least get to the front door of it. But in this accelerated path that we're in, some of us, we do have the ability, we always have had the ability to go within ourselves, and we begin to practice of the quieting of the incessant chattering of our repetitive minds. Our minds are just repetitive. And the mind is a limited conglomeration of ideas and beliefs about who we think we are and what reality is. So it's for us to understand that. It's literally for us to understand what this mind is really about. Well, obviously the majority of the civilization doesn't even go there with that because they're still caught in the illusion, hook, line, and sinker. So if you look at our minds, we look at our minds and we say, you know what, it's a limited conglomeration of ideas and beliefs about who we think we are and what reality is. It behaves much like a computer that is unaware of itself. So here it is. Your mind is not self-aware. It's unaware of its actual self. It's like a machine, so it is not conscious. I know that goes against a lot of what people have been told and educated on. But it is. It's like a machine, so it's not conscious. The mind is a horrible master. Now think about this now. It's a horrible master and a wonderful servant. So we choose, we really do need to train the mind so that we can use it instead of being used by it. It's a terrible master and a wonderful servant. That says a lot. And this is wonderful that we can discover this about our minds. And we also, this moves into practice, see? And no one can tell you to do it. You, with the heart mind, determine and decide for you to do it. That's it, okay? There's no external reality that's going to tell you and force you to do it, because it won't work. So we need to train the mind so we can use it instead of being used by it. It cannot remain in the present moment. It is not capable of staying in the present moment. It must keep moving with ideas that engage the past and the future to remain in control of you. It's not capable of staying in the present moment. So it's got to keep moving with ideas that engage the past and the future, not the now, to remain in control of you. So what happens when we decide for ourselves that we're going to quiet the mind? We regain control of it. The more we can practice paying attention to the stillness and the silence that is behind the chattering mind, the less power the mind has over you, and the less you'll get trapped in your limited ego or identity. Some of you, maybe you haven't thought about this, but the word E period, G period, O period. Okay? The word E period, G period, O period, ego, is really just an acronym for excluding God's omnipresence. EGO. It's an acronym for excluding God's omnipresence. And through the constant awareness of our ego, we can bypass the mind and access this omnipresent divine spiritual energy inside us all, in each and every one of us, so we can discover our natural enlightened state. And then we become aligned with the bigger truth that we already are infinite spiritual beings who have been given the gift of a limited physical mankind expression with illusionary challenges that make us grow. So when the mind is quiet, we can enjoy this divine play and find real peace with the entire dynamic. We find full acceptance that we are both the ego and the spirit, and we know all is perfect as it is. And as we progress, releasing all attachments and aversions to everyone and everything, releasing all attachments and aversions to everyone and everything. And as mankind, we tend to get attached to or avoid certain thoughts and feelings we believe will make us happy or unhappy. We get into habits of resisting life. I talk with people every day that are severely resisting life and trying to control our experiences that we get what we think will only bring us joy and avoid what makes us unhappy. We even create these patterns based on what others say, feel, and believe, and ignore our own inner voice and connection. So this attachment and avoidance habit manifests is created into reality because deep down we feel disconnected from our spiritual core. And we're still still trying to find some form of security by controlling our reality. And when we were young, we saw others avoiding what is painful and remaining attached to what is pleasurable and believed this is how it should be done. Our enlightened state shows up when we listen to our heart and stop being attached to or avoiding anything. So when we understand that life is like a pendulum designed to swing and give us both experiences of pain and pleasure, we can transcend them both. By accepting this natural pendulum swing, we become free from being the one who always needs to be in control and running the show. What do you think does that? The setting, that's the ego, the mind. This is what I talk about with the technologies introducing to the civilization of the planet to mankind. Egos cannot be. They cannot be. Pain and suffering are just the universe's way of telling us to let go. Let go. That's the universe's way of telling us to let go. And trust the flow. When you fight the flow, then you're thrusted into pain and suffering on a regular basis. The purpose of feeling pain is not to create more suffering. I think that's what a lot of people think. Yet for each of us to wake up and create an immediate new life change. Is that possible? Yes, it is. This change, we know this, in our heart-mind, is that the change is necessary for us to evolve and eventually drop all identity with our ego trip so we can return to our spiritual source. And by allowing ourselves to let go of our mind's attachments and aversions, we can genuinely enjoy our life again. We then start energetically communicating to the universe that we are abundant, thankful, happy, beautiful, and free. This experience allows us to expand in consciousness and deepen our connection to our infinite source inside. How many of us long to being free from the illusion that we are all separate from the infinite source of love, energy, and connection? Feeling separate and disconnected from our universe is what? What is it for us? Do we know? It's the unenlightened state. Unenlightened state. Feeling separate and disconnected from our universe is the unenlightened state. You don't hear that much, do you? In this world. Unenlightened state. We become enlightened when we are continuously, not sporadically, not once in a while, continuously aware of how deeply and intimately connected we already are. And the illusion of separation, that's exactly what it is, an illusion of separation, is not an accident, and it's not. The universe is extremely intelligent. We know that within. Every feeling of separation is needed so that coming spiritually home is that much more amazing. The polarization of separation, unification, breeds a truly juicy, alive, and incredible experience of life. When we become enlightened, we will see the full illusion and know how to stop manifesting another experience of loss, failure, or separation again. The illusion that we are not connected to the divine is karmic. Okay? It is karmic. It stems from lifetimes of our mind's attachment and avoidance of limiting idea of who and what we think we are. So once we untangle ourselves from our fun, sticky karmic mess, we will remember that we were always one energy, one sea of consciousness, and always connected with our source. All experiences of suffering literally and simply drop away when we pay closer attention to who we truly are. All suffering comes from a lack of awareness of our divinity. And once we stop forgetting our eternal, abundant nature, we begin stepping forward into a life overflowing with synchronicity, ease, grace, love, and knowing our divine, unlimited nature. Waking up is as simple and as easy as remembering that the sun is always on, always bright, and always shining somewhere. When it comes down to it, we already have everything we need inside us to experience all the love, joy, and happiness we could ever desire. All efforting to get anywhere better than here is simply divine misguidance. The universe is already amazing. We are already amazing. And this moment, right now, is totally amazing. By sitting in awe of this amazingness that is already here now, we wake up to the spiritual immensity of our being. We suddenly stop paying small and end all of our suffering. We stop playing small and we end all of our suffering and continuously step into the vastness of our totality. The pathway into enlightenment is a perpetual journey. It's not once in a while. They say, oh, I'll step in here and I'll be done with that. It's a perpetual journey into the now. This is a wonderful yet treacherous journey involves getting to know ourselves very, very, very intimately, gently, and spiritually. And when we break free from the hard, cold, calculating mind, we realize who we truly are is love itself. We then begin to find out our life's spiritual mission and sole purpose is to radiate this love everywhere we are. And when we know our real nature is the divine self, we then become desireless. source inside it all. Nothing is lacking in any of us. We cannot be improved upon. People who try to improve you are destroying you, and they are the real mischief makers. There are so many improvers in the world. That's why the world is in such chaos. There are too many people trying to improve you. Don't allow anybody to improve you. You are already the last word. You're not only the Alpha, you are the Omega also. You are whole, complete, and perfect. Even if you feel imperfect, that imperfection is perfect. Do not worry about it. It will look strange to others if you say that your imperfection is also perfect and nothing is lacking in you. Yet the fact is that you appear perfect not because you are imperfect, but because you are a growing perfection. The fact is that you appear imperfect not because you are imperfect, but because you are a growing perfection. We think perfection cannot evolve, because what we mean by perfection is that which has come to its last growth. This definition of perfection is dead. God is perfect because God lacks nothing. God goes on growing from one perfection to another. The growth continues. God is evolution, not moving from imperfection to perfection, but from perfection to more perfection, to still more perfection. Oh. So ask yourself, how's your year going so far? How are you creating into reality or manifesting everything you wanted along the way? I'm curious, what have been your big wins and successes through the year? And in what way did you feel that you were falling short or failed? You may want to take some time this week to deeply reflect on the last year of your life. Notice in what ways you have changed and haven't changed at all inside you and all around you. Reflecting upon your life and who you are is not about judging yourself or labeling yourself in any way. It's more about taking a massive inventory on what makes you happy and what doesn't satisfy you any longer. Inner reflection and deep spiritual consideration helps you to realize more clearly what it is that you want and don't want to create into your reality, to manifest and attract into your life. It helps you to know yourself better, respect yourself more, which makes your path easier to walk upon each day. Finding a crystal clear distinction between what do you want and don't want is vital for your heart's contentment and ability to relax fully into your bodies so that you can deeply enjoy this amazing mankind ride. And as you're reflecting on your life, what you've done so far this year, remember one thing. That what you did, every action you took, has everything and nothing to do with who you are. And on one hand, the attitude you had each day toward yourself in life greatly affected every single movement and attention that you acted upon every day. Everything you did and manifested in this world came from the state of mind you were currently abiding in. On another level, a deeper level, the pure spiritual essence of who you truly are is unfazed and untainted by anything you did last year or you could ever do in this material world. Our souls are always innocent, bright, and beautiful, and perfect at the very core. Nothing any of us could ever do or was done to ever changes the fact that we are a spiritual being intimately connected to God for eternity. This is the deepest spiritual truth of all of our being and should always be respected when exploring any deep consideration about who and what you are. He who thinks he is the doer is also the sufferer. Ramana Maharishi. Unenlightened state. Let go. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is relax our bodies, head to toe, inside and out, to the tips of our fingers and toes, to the top of our heads. Relax the body. Let go of anything that you have magnetized and attracted to you. Let go of everything that you don't want and look and embrace everything you do want. And then let it go. Body will respond and relax. Shoulders will drop. You'll feel it throughout your entire body that it's letting go, it's relaxing. No reason for us to burden our bodies with all of this stuff that we attach to ourselves. Fear and stress and self-criticalness, judging ourselves. We let it all go. Body will respond. And as we let go and relax the body, we move into the now. And the now is all we have. But the interesting thing about all of us, we spend most of our time in the past or the future. And because of the ego and mind is dictating to us to do so. The mind is not capable to be in the now. So it takes us either into the future or the past and skips right over the now. It doesn't have the ability to be in the now. Some of us go into the past. We all reminisce. We all review experiences. But we leave it. And we move into the now, hopefully, but unfortunately most of us skip into the future. We go from the past and we skip over the now into the future. And again, that's the mind. Remember, the mind is a horrible master and a wonderful servant. It's a horrible master, but a wonderful servant. Do you want your mind to master you? Now, some of us will spend too much time in the past. We become seduced. We don't think about the now because we don't know what the now is. So we just think there's the past and the future. So we take that past that we have already lived, that we have already experienced, and we bring it into a future that doesn't exist. We create the future from that past. We relive that past and that future. It's kind of an unknowing choice, being directed by the mind. So we stay in the now, and we still the mind. How do you master the mind? How do you master the mind? You let go of everything. You surrender. All your attachments, expectations, you just surrender. Don't hold frequencies and energies, slowly, then you become the master of your mind. And the mind gladly accepts being the servant. So you focus on the now. It's the space between heartbeats. It creates the future. Creates everything. You create everything from the now. And you're consciously aware that you're the master of the mind. Do you want mind, who is a horrible master, to be your master? Or do you want the mind to be a wonderful servant and you become the master? How do you help yourself stay in the now, in the beginning, when you first take that step, that journey? You focus on your breath. The breath is all you have. It's all we have. Without the breath, we wouldn't be in body. So the breath is divine positive energy. And when you focus on your breath, when you truly focus on your breath through the heart mind, you will then know that you're in the now, the moment, the space between heartbeat. Moment to moment, whatever it is you're doing, however you're being, in the now. That's the breath. The breath is in the now. You've been given everything you need to be who you truly are in the now. So we take this divine positive energy, our breath, along with our God force energy. This goes up through the center of our bodies, and we're in a relaxed state because we've relaxed the body. And we have 7 colored wheels running right smack into the center. Some of them not too centered because some of them are out of alignment. These are energy vortexes known as chakras. This is a conduit for our God force energy, our chi, our ki, our prana, and also our divine positive energy of our breath. So in your motion picture of your heart minds, you witness this, you watch it. As the body breathes, breath in. We bring that divine positive energy along with our God force energy all the way up to from the center to the top of our heads. We start with the red wheel of light, the root chakra, the Muladhara. This is career, money, mindset, and sense of belonging. If you have a money mindset of failure, of being nothing, and failing, and not ever being able to attract wealth or money, a part of wealth, and you don't have a sense of belonging, then your root chakra is in need of attention. It represents our foundation and feeling of being in motion, grounded, in motion. It's the base of the spine, the tailbone area. It's emotional issues or survival issues such as financial independence, money, and food. And our physical association, connection is spine, rectum, legs, arms, circulatory system. And then we move to the orange wheel of light, the sacral chakra, the Vadhisthana. This is our sexuality and pleasure. It's our connection and ability to accept others and new experiences. It's located in the lower abdomen, about 2 inches below the navel and 2 inches in. What are our emotional connections or issues? Sense of abundance, well-being, pleasure, sexuality. What's the physical association? Reproductive organs, kidneys, bowels, immune system. Then we move to the golden yellow wheel of light, the solar plexus chakra, the Manipura. This is our personal power and ability to channel. It's our ability to be confident and in motion and mastership of our lives. servant. Its location is upper abdomen and the stomach area. What are our emotional connections and issues? Self-worth, self-confidence, self-esteem. What's the physical association and connection? Our central nervous system, our pancreas, liver, digestion tract, skin. We move to the heart chakra, the anahata, the green wheel of light. Love, relationships, and self-acceptance. It's our ability to love. The center of the chest, just above the heart. What are our emotional connections or issues? Love, joy, and inner peace. If those are miscombobulated for you, then you need to tend to your heart chakra. Emotional issues and communicated, love, joy, inner peace. Physical association or heart, thymus, lower lung, circulatory system, immune system. Then we move to the blue wheel of light, the throat chakra, the Visuddha, self-expression. It's our ability to communicate. It's in our throat. What are the emotional connections and issues? Communication, self-expression of feelings, the truth. What are our physical connections, associations? Thyroid, respiratory system, teeth, and vocal cords. Then we move to the third eye chakra, the indigo wheel of light, the ajna, intuition, sense of purpose and direction in this life. It's our ability to focus on and see the big picture. Call it the brow chakra because it's right in between the eyes, right between the brow. What are our emotional connections and issues? Intuition, imagination, wisdom, ability to think and make decisions. Physical association, pituitary gland, eyes, and sinuses. Then we come to the violet wheel of light, the Sahasrara, connection to the divine. The highest chakra represents our ability to be fully, consciously connected spiritually. It's at the very top of our heads. With our emotional issues and connections, it's our inner and outer beauty. It's our connection to spirituality and pure bliss. Pure consciousness, the God. Source creator, physical association. Pineal gland, brain and nervous system. Now we have visually watched our bodies take in this divine positive energy known as breath and move with our God force energy, our chi, through the center of our bodies through these energy vortexes known as chakras. They each are different flowers. They each have different geometrical shapes in the centers. This is our bridge to spirit, to spirituality, to physical, back to spirituality, back and forth. And at the top of our heads, we hold this divine positive energy, this God force energy. And in a very brief moment, I am light, I am love, I am, we hold it. And in that brief moment, we compress and condense it into pure liquid energy. And we release it over our pineal glands. Pineal gland is very important to all of us. It is the gateway to all the particles of existence. It is the gateway to pure consciousness and beyond. It's the gateway to God. So we want it to be fully functioning. And so it shall be. I look at it as a green ball, a rosebud. So others look at it as different things, but we know what it is. And when I release this pure liquid energy over it, it completely expands into a full blossom rose with multi-level colored petals that's just sending out beautiful waves of softness, gentleness, and it opens up all the gateways. There are no locked doors. It's all open. So anytime we choose, we can be in everything and everything, or nothing and nothing, all at the same time. We're also consciously aware that we are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. And we know we are merged. We are one. The God. The kingdom of God, the body. The heart-mind. All one. So, we are heaven walking the earth. We are paradise. Divine perfection. We have others with us. We have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. Trillions of them. It's a civilization that vibrates at a different frequency than we do. And we meet with them in this life. We meet with them all the time. We just don't know it until after we've met with them. It's always wonderful, and it always touches the bliss within us. They can surround any one of us anytime, and thousands of them, because of their vibrational frequency, they can have a large number in a small space. Are we them or are they us? Yes. We have the Ascended Masters. Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda Jesus, El Moria, Abundantia, Pel, Thought. Many, many, many more. Now these are those who have mastered ascension out of body and hold pure consciousness, God form. We have ascended into body to experience and master ascension into body. Are they us and we them? Yes. And the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, all of the ascended masters are all consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. They would not be with us if their vibrational frequencies were in low dark matter or survival matter frequencies. They could not be. So we're all gathered in this meditation, this massive liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now, in this meditation, forming the circle of light. So we're compelled to call out to all of the reflections of us, different aspects. So we call out to all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming the circle of light. And they come in the googolplexes. One googolplex fills this universe. They come in the trillions of googolplexes from every direction. And they are with us now. We call upon all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, beneath earth. Many, many, many civilizations and species, only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and be with us in this meditation, in this now, in the forming of the circle of light, and they come in the billions, and they are with us now. galactics, the celestials. And only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, in the forming of this circle of light. Now, we're only familiar with a handful of them. We're somewhat familiar, which is only a fraction of all of them. Over 1,000 travel through this solar system every day. And this includes, the ones that we are somewhat familiar with, this includes all of the levels and species of these civilizations. Pleiadians, Arcturians, Andromedans, Sirians, felines, Zeta Reticuli, Greys, Nords, Draco, Reptilian, Golden Pyramid, Avian, many, many, many more. And they have been assisting us in our evolution, in our enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And only those who are consciously aware, their higher frequencies of deep eternal love and gratitude can be with us. And they are with us now. We call upon all of our loved ones, all those of us ended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, in the forming of this circle of light. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all these little light energy beings who have decided to be in the following forms, on, in, above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now, in this meditation, to form the circle of light. We're only familiar with a fraction of them. And they come in the trillions. Shapes, color, sizes, forms, configurations of which only a small fraction are we aware of and we have seen. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest and deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude will be with us in this now, in this meditation to form this circle of light. Just to name the ones that we're just somewhat familiar with: the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur. Many, many, many more. They come in the trillions, and they are with us now. We're all assembled, all together. This massive liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now, this meditation, in the forming of this circle of light. All of our gods, one, arm in arm, hand in hand, full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, and abundance. And we're all one. And we're all love, and we're all God, and our God-light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever, and it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We all form a massive circle of light at the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now, in energy deep within all of us. It is pure consciousness. It is the God. And we reflect this. This light is so massive and so bright that it grays out the darkness of space. It's pure, deep, eternal love. And it would take over 1,000 billion suns in this solar system to even come close to the brilliance of this circle of light. We begin to ascend up above the planet. We are saturating, flooding, bathing head to toe, inside and out, everything and everything, and nothing and nothing. All of our brothers and sisters, all life, on, in, above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now, in this circle of light, in this meditation. It is perpetual. It is eternal. It is absolutely transforming the very fabric of existence in this solar system and beyond. So as we continue to levitate above the planet in the circle of light, we're met with a gossamer field of trillions of reflected little mirrors, shooting beams of beautiful multicolored lights everywhere. Those are reflections of each and every one of us, showing us different aspects of all of us. We're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us that we are the power of healing. We're then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We are then met with the white fire. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us that we are imbued with the white fire armor from head to toe, inside and out, perpetually. This is pure, deep, eternal love. This is us. This is source creation. This is God. This is pure consciousness. Now, it cannot be penetrated from any external source. Any power, any low frequency, it cannot be disturbed at all from anything external. We are protected 24/7. But only you have the power that if you decide, whether consciously or unconsciously, to lower your vibrational frequency low enough through hatred, anger, disappointment, manipulation, deception, hurriedness, fear, ego, mind, then you will create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to let lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flowing in. Now, if you do decide to do this, you are immediately met with the purple transmuting flame. This is a column that reminds us that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all of those lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance. We can send them to pure consciousness where they are no more. We're then met with the violet ray. This column reminds us that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. We can purify, cleanse where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were. We can uplift the vibrational frequency in deep eternal love and gratitude, sealing the breach in our white fire armor and restoring our deep, pure, eternal love. We're then met with the golden white pink light. This is a column that reminds every single one of us of who and what we are. where the sun sets. We are the sunrises. We are the waters, the oceans, the lakes, the streams, the rivers, the brook. We are the trees, the forest. We are the birds. We are everything in everything, yet nothing in nothing. We're the rainbow. We're the rain. We're the air. We're the sky. We're the clouds. We continue to ascend above the planet. Some of us step outside of our physical form and float above it effortlessly. We look and we see a massive crystalline light tower that we created. It is larger than the solar system. And we look inside of it and we see this massive oblong sphere. In the center of it is a golden white light pulsating out, and then multitude of vibrant colors pulsating out in these soft waves. And it is pure, deep, eternal love, saturating, flooding, bathing each and every one of us, all life, the highest supreme value in the universe. Flooding everything. At the top, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees eternally. And it is. And it always will be. Flooding all of us inside and out, head to toe, with deep eternal love, gratitude, bliss, joy, humbleness, generosity, gentleness, tranquility, benevolence, abundance, prosperity, on and on and on. Each of us are drops of that golden ocean. And each of us hold the essence of that golden ocean. And we're all one. So the drop is the ocean, and the ocean is the drop. We then, right next to it, we see our meditative sphere. It sets in the center circle. We created this sphere well over 2 years ago. It holds well over 1,000 of our meditations in perpetual motion. All the off-worlders, all the galactics, all the celestials, all of us, everything and everything, focused on the liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. It's astronomical. This is why we are creating a paradise, the God planet, because of all of us, the one, pure consciousness, the God. And this floods us all. Listen to our vibrational frequencies. The highest vibrational frequencies lies within. This embraces our oneness. Because we're everything and everything and nothing and nothing. This is why this sphere can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And this is why it continues to intensify and continues to expand. Feel that. Let go. Let go of your unenlightened state. I'll join you in meditation. I'll return to close us out. self-aware that you are the master, and the mind is a wonderful servant. Let go of your unenlightened state and embrace your enlightened state. Take this with you the rest of the day, into the evening and night and the following morning.